Oh, that's good. I surprised myself. Yes, I built Rita's machines for 23 years.
Now, what ice cream does they use?
They're just using soft ice cream.
Soft.
Yeah, Rita's uses, I built Rita's machines for 23 years, and then the company name I was building them under, Electrofreeze, sold out to Cappigiani. And so since Cappigiani imports a batch freezer, they said we can't buy your machines anymore. So I don't build the Rita's anymore. Just hot water. Yeah, that's it. Now, I've got a dilemma that I've got to try to figure out. Usually, Paula buys me a smaller bottle of wine, which is 750 milliliters. And I use one bottle of wine and a bottle of water. What would you like, Vonda? Yeah, that was good. Hold on, the money honey's here, and she's got to have ice cream. You know, besides doctors and bankers, be nice to your money honey. Otherwise, you're not going to see a paycheck. Oh, gee, Steve, I'm sorry, but your paycheck got lost. There you go. It's good. And you know our motto, if you run out, we'll make more. All right, how am I going to do milliliters? Here's ounces and cups. That won't work. Milliliters. All right, we're in business. Okay. Ah, the gate was open. That would have been a problem. Huh? Yeah. Okay, so in goes the wine. What a waste. Wait till you try it. Whoa. Yeah, this is a great excuse to eat ice cream, I'm telling you. Yeah. Okay, that's the water. This is such an easy recipe. It's just 1, 1, and 1. So, yeah, 1 pound of sugar. Let me get that. And I'll put that in with the water so it dissolves. Zero. You know, we could sell this blue ice to a horror movie, Ken, with a hand coming out of it. You know. That's off camera. They can't see that. All right. Okay, now while that gets going, I have to go get the red raspberries. I'll be right back. You can see this over here, okay? Yeah. Sugar and water acts like sandpaper, and it's the only thing that's abrasive to the scraper blade. So you don't want to mix sugar and water in the machine. I mean, it's very abrasive. No, all of them. I'm just going to use the one bag because that's what I've done in the past. Yeah. Hi. You doing okay? Guys?
Are you almost finished?
Yes. After this, we're done, and if you'd like a tour of the factory, be happy to give you a brief tour around the place.
Yeah. Yes.
And as your plans progress, I'm not trying to sell, well, maybe I am trying to sell books, but I really do recommend this. We'll be back in stock in this in a week, this incredible ice cream by Malcolm Stogo. Peach ice cream, pistachio gelato, cappuccino sorbet, margarita sorbet. I mean, there's banana ice cream, mocha chip. I'll pass this around. You have it, Dr. Smith. This is really fantastic. And in the back of it, it lists all, I have about 25 companies that I recommend that are on my website. The rest of them, there must be 150, 200 in there. Plus tips on setting up a business. It's really, it's a college education in one book. I mean, sometimes I kick myself. I got a master's degree at school down here, Rollins College, and for the time and money it took me, I only needed to learn one thing, and that was if you don't know the answer to something, how to go look it up. And that's what I've always told people, and I thought it was a rather trite answer. But I was reading the Wall Street Journal yesterday. No, it was the guy who works with Neil Cavuto. Who is it? Who sends us the newsletter? Charles Payne. Charles Payne was saying that he was talking to teachers about graduating classes of master's degrees. And he said the one thing they're lacking is the knowledge of how to look up something. They think everything is either in Wikipedia or Google. And he said that'll be our downfall. They said they don't know how to go to the library and actually do research. But that's what I learned, and I guess my point is that Malcolm has done so much of the research It's a compilation of his 4 books. If you had the other 3, you wouldn't need to buy that. But it's fantastic. I mean, I use it every time I teach. A lot of these recipes, I went to his book and looked at them. I did dumb them down a bit. You know, if he says corn syrup, 36DE corn syrup, which is just a fancy name for corn syrup, he'll use an Italian iced corn syrup and cane sugar. The corn syrup can act like a natural stabilizer, but I'm not keeping the product, you know, for a very long period of time, so I didn't need it. And so rather than bother with measuring a little this and a little that, you know, I just pour in sugar. It makes it easier. But it's good stuff. Any questions? Yes. So what? If you use a brown cane sugar, it'll be fine in everything except for, say, lemon or orange, because then it's going to give it a muddy color. The brown color of the cane sugar is going to come through in the product. So that would be the only downside. The question is, can you use natural flavors like a guava pulp? Yes, absolutely. And the beauty of Italian ice is you have a general idea that on the bigger size machine, well, this size machine, it would be 1 quart, 1 compressed quart of guava. And then mix it all together, sugar, water, everything, and taste it. Because before you process it through the machine, you're going to know exactly what you're getting. You'll know if it's okay. Maybe it's a little too weak. You add a little more. Sometimes if a flavor is too weak, don't add more flavor necessarily. Add a ½ pound more sugar. I'm not a chemist. I couldn't tell you why. But I do know that a little more sugar sometimes brings out the flavor of what you've already got. So if everybody's recipe says, yes, absolutely, only 1 quart, you don't need 1.5 quarts, try changing your sugar a little bit. But you can taste all these before you run them and say, oh, that works. And then, you know, every time you do one, though, write it down, because there's nothing worse than experimenting and saying, now, what do we do? You know, what do we do with that one? And believe me, I've done that. But any fresh fruit is just great. There's certain fresh fruits like peach. Strawberry you have to have all year round. Say if you're doing ice cream, you've got to have strawberry ice cream all the time. People expect it. So you got to buy it in one of those number 10 tins. But something like peach ice cream, peaches come into season in New Jersey in late August. There's nothing better than fresh peach ice cream, and then when the season's over, take it off the market. I guarantee you'll have people coming in, where's the peach ice cream? Well, peaches are out of season. You don't see them in the supermarket, do you? No. Well, you come back next August. Believe me, they'll be lined up next August to get the peach ice cream. It's really wonderful. Oh, let's put it into something fancy. Oh yeah, that's ready. Okay, watch this. Doesn't that look good? And you saw what went in there. This color is all natural. Unlike the blue, this is the real deal. I made it a little bit too stiff. I always tell my new customers, the one mistake you're going to make is you're going to pull it out of the machine a little too stiff, and it's going to be hard to get it out. Now, I was so busy talking, I didn't pay attention, and I made this a little on the stiff side. Not too bad, but if I was going to make 5 or 6 batches of this, I would be pulling it a little softer just so I can get the production, because I know my freezer can do a little bit of the extra work. If Paula's watching, she'll be in here as soon as we get the time delay through. Okay. We're done. Ta-da! It's stuck to the bottom. Okay, let me get some cups. Come on up. I think you'll find this is a nice way to end the day. Oh no, it's got to all go now. There you go. And you can come up for seconds, that's for sure.
10% alcohol.
Yeah.
Speaking of the alcohol content, how does that work if you're trying to sell something like this in a location and you don't have an alcohol license? Is it okay?
It's a gray area. Most of the, can you sell this without a license? A bakery makes Baba rums and rum raisin cakes, and they don't have a liquor license. So it's just an ingredient. However, if I was an ice cream parlor selling this, my spatula's frozen up. If I was selling this, I would put up a sign. Let me just go rinse this off. I would put up a sign that says adults only ice cream. You must be over 21 years of age. And then watch the fun. You got the 16-year-olds coming in, puffing out their chest, lowering their voice, and saying, "Oh, can I have some of that Bordeaux sorbet?" And you go, "You 16? You 18? You 21? Oh, well, yeah, but I left my ID in the car." And then they run. And then you get people my age who come in and say, they come in the back door and they say, "Hey, quick, my wife's over shopping. Give me some of that before she comes back." Yeah. Now in Malcolm's book, it says, he's got a recipe somewhat like this. He says, don't put the wine in until the end because it won't freeze in the machine. But this is an Emery Thompson. The freezing is so good that, yes, the wine goes right in.
Do you require like an annual or 5-year, 10-year maintenance on the refrigeration system at all?
No, there is no maintenance on the machine.
Okay, so
No, there just isn't any maintenance. There's a couple of O-rings on the drive shaft every 2 years, and they're like $5.50 each, and that's about it. We don't make any money on spare parts. I'll be right back. I'll bring this to Paula. Hi. I told him, I said, if Paula's watching, she'll... Justin, your wife says, get off your seat and bring her some sorbet. She said a little nicer than that. Here, I'll give you one. Because she isn't going to want to share it.
No, she's not.
Poor woman's out there feeding the baby, and he's in here eating wine sorbet. Isn't that good?
great.
Yes.
If you don't have a batch freezer, can you take the product and put it right in your dipping cabinet? Or does it have to go into, not a batch freezer, sorry, I meant glass freezer? Or does it have to go into a glass freezer first?
Okay, very good question. Some of my so-called competition tells people, because they're always trying to find some way to sell against Emery Thompson, and they're just hopelessly can't. They say, oh, buy my brand of batch freezer, you don't need a hardening cabinet. And I finally, instead of trying to argue it and this and that, I finally came up with the proper counter thing. buy my batch freezer. You don't need a hardening cabinet. If you promise me that everything you make today, you'll sell within 48 hours. Because after 48 hours, it's going to start separating without a hardening cabinet. So that's the answer, is I finished the rest of the sentence. But no, you don't. I mean, like your business with gelato, you're doing it more of a fresh basis. You're doing smaller containers instead of the 3-gallon tubs. So you're moving the product, you're trying to move it faster. Yeah. So it's not quite as necessary. Well, that's it. We're right on time. Thank you. And thank you very much. I'll give you a tour when you're ready, a quick tour of the factory. But we got to get rid of this, so I'll let you eat a little more and then, come up and finish it off.
We may not have to be able to walk before though, actually.
Oh, I know what to ask you. Do all of you have our free DVDs? We send out DVDs to anybody who calls in or writes in. Do you all have them? Does anybody not have them? Okay. You don't have them? Oh, I'll get them for you. Let me do that so I can show on the video what it is we're showing them. These are free DVDs that we give out. All you have to do is send me an email with your complete name and address. If you're international, make sure you give us the complete international address. This is an introduction to Emery Thompson. It was done by one of the TV stations in Tampa. Here's one on the countertop batch freezer. This is one solely on how to make Italian ices. This is the Dallas cheerleaders. How to make Italian ice. More Italian ice. Oh, frozen desserts. And they're going to teach you everything we did today. So they're free. How to make Italian ice. How to make Italian ice. Frozen. Yes. Sometimes we only send out just the CB350 because it covers what you need to know. Frozen desserts. Here's another frozen desserts. Countertop Italian ice. I did get it right. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. You need them. You need it. There you go. Well, that covers everything. And that was over here.
Thanks very much.
Yeah.
They probably didn't make him put in a grease trap here because he's not serving the public.
Now,
Our county has now decided we need to have a grease trap.
aren't they great?
Because we have a 3-compartment sink. The health department does not require any state.
Huh. Wow. Hey, how about anybody for seconds on the Bordeaux? No? All right, good.
Somebody walk behind me, gonna.
There you go.
Thank you. Wow, that's good.
Well, Ken, you want to shut down my microphone?